So losing accounts early on, man, that was a very important lesson. So what I learned, and it was interesting because it wasn't from bad quality of work.
Yeah.
I would lose accounts early on because I wasn't staying in touch. I wasn't following up. They didn't see me.
Yeah.
So out of sight, out of mind. That's why now it didn't take me long. Like this was a very short lesson, right? So that was a lot.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things to where it's like, man, I knew that every client we had, whether it was yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, just depending on what we were doing, we had to have some type of cadence. We have to have some type of checkpoint, some type of meeting. Even if it's the type of service that doesn't really require that, I still, no matter what, you've got to see me. That's why even some of my clients, I make it a point to see them no matter what, because it's just human nature.
Yeah.
We assume that if we don't see you, that you're not doing as much,
Yes.
even if everything is, working well.
Yeah.
So that was a lesson that I learned early on.
And even, again, you said not because of quality of work. Like the quality of our work was great.
Yes.
But I wasn't keeping in touch with you. And that idea of everything could be going really well, but if you're not sending them a report of like the things that you've achieved, or if you're not sending them, you're not letting them look at what we did, then you could potentially lose clients, not because of the quality of your work, but because of your lack of communication. Which I think is where a lot of people probably also fall, where they're like, wait, but I'm doing great. I'm putting out great work. Why can't I retain these clients?
Got to promote
It's like, promote yourself, even to your own clients.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes. And, that's the thing. Just look at most people in politics, right? A lot of the people in politics are the most successful. They tout themselves.
Yeah.
They're constantly telling you what they're doing. Because if they don't, what do we always assume about people in politics?
Yeah.
What are they doing? They didn't do anything. Even though everything might be going great in our town, might be going great in the country, might be going great everywhere. If we're not hearing how great everything is, even if it is going great, we assume they're not doing anything. That's just human nature.
Yeah. So don't assume that just because you are putting out a great product or a great service and you know that it's being done well, don't assume that your client sees that. They need to be reminded or they need to be directed because they could attribute that success to something else, not necessarily you, if you're not pointing them to that.
That's right.
That's great. And bidding too low in the beginning.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, that's the number one. That's one of the biggest mistakes of especially startups. You might as well do it for free instead of doing it too low. Matter of fact, they'll respect you more and you'll have a better reputation because especially when you get into the big leagues, you'll lose projects from bidding too low because they'll look and go, oh, okay, they either don't understand the scope or they just don't get it, or they certainly are not equipped if they're just bidding that. So that's a big mistake of up and coming people, is that they're not familiar with the right dollars. And they think, oh, well, if I bid that, they're not going to pick me. And you can't really worry about that. You have to stand by your worth. That's why your branding is so important, so you can stand on that. But a lot of startups make that mistake. And then to go into the socioeconomic aspect of it, a lot of minorities make that mistake, So it's very important to be in the right ballpark with price.
That just comes with knowing your worth, being confident. If there's no confidence there, then you're gonna price based off of your confidence.
Because if you're not pricing right, then you got to take on twice as much work and it's gonna suffer.